Hello everyone. This comes up quite a bit, so I thought I'd just make a short video or a video about this. Um, Looks versus health. One's looks versus their health. And remember, this is all about me and my healthy return, my journey, my attempt to become a lot healthier than I was when I was about 300 pounds. Weight goes up and down for me, for everyone, I'm sure. Sometimes you'll achieve something and then it may go the other way a little bit. Sometimes maybe you're not even trying. You go, wow, this is kind of weird. I lost 4 pounds or 5 pounds, whatever, from the last time I weighed myself. And I really didn't do anything different. I wonder what happened. Maybe got sick. Maybe didn't have much of an appetite. Something happened that made that occur. And sometimes you get the other shocks. Like, wow, I'm walking more. I'm eating fewer calories or whatever. I'm drinking more water, and I put on weight, and it happens. So I thought I'd cover this. I've covered this before in other videos back that way. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe, and if you hit that little bell, you'll get notifications when new videos like this one comes up. I also do post some videos on missing animals and fun things that I might do, or weather. Weather's a very big part of the healthy journey because of the ability to get outside and exercise. Sometimes you just need to do that. If you're not a member of a gym, or when all the gyms are closed, COVID was a big excuse for us not to really work out. We had to find other ways to do it. We've had a lot of bad weather here, or they call it bad weather. I like the rain as long as nobody gets hurt, no animal gets lost or whatever. I'm happy with a lot of rain. I love the rain. We don't get much of it out here in California, so Southern California area, so I get kind of excited when it does rain. But yeah, so I do cover a lot of stuff. But if you want to subscribe, share, if you hit that little bell, you'll get notifications. We do post the lost animals, and that's one thing that we'd like if you could share those for us. If you do see a lost dog video, just go and share it. You may not live in the area in which the animal's missing: the dog, the cat, the turtle, the bunny, the lovebird, the parrot, whatever, the duck, whatever it is. You may not live in that area, but you probably know people that do. And if you do share, just click share, or share it on, even on just your wall on Facebook. I'm sure you have friends that live elsewhere, then they have friends that live elsewhere, whatever. And a lot of times I'll post one, and someone say, "Oh, well, I don't live in whatever," and then but do you know anybody that does? Well, wait a minute, I do. And they hit share, or they share it with that individual friend, and so we can really spread the word. The channel has over 10,000 subscribers around the world, but that doesn't mean all 10,000 people are going to see that, or that doesn't mean that only 10,000 people watch things on the channel. It just means that 10,000 plus people have subscribed. A lot more people do watch. Sometimes very little, sometimes a whole lot. It just depends. So we can really spread our reach with that. But anyway, this is back to this. This is about my journey, and it's a health journey. It's a healthy journey back. A lot of people focus on diet, and so people have asked me before about the look factor. I lost a lot of weight. People will always say, "Hey man, you lost a lot of weight, didn't you?" Or people won't even recognize me. I went to school with a guy for almost a year, and then I saw him after a couple of weeks, or 3 or 4 weeks later, and I was still heavy. And then I saw him again about 4 months later. I lost quite a bit of weight. He didn't even recognize me. People thought I was my son. I have a son. Or they thought it was my brother as I was walking my dog, and people thought it was my brother. Couldn't possibly be me, David, because I was a 300 pounder, and now I was not. I was no longer that guy, and so I lost a lot of weight. So my focus is not really on how I look. I mean, it's nice to get those compliments, but then you think about if they're going to give you a compliment to your face about how good you're doing losing weight. If you were to put on weight, are they going to say bad things about you behind your back? I don't know. So I don't focus really on looks or weight. I weigh myself twice a month. If I'm on a program that, through the doctors, or they ask me to weigh myself more often, I will. But I usually weigh myself on the 1st and the 15th, so I have one coming up here pretty soon. And I see how I'm doing. Just keep eyes on that. But like I said before, my numbers that I'm really concerned with are my labs. What's my blood pressure right now? What's my blood sugar like? What is my cholesterol levels? What is this? All this important stuff. A lot of times it's like, what is the something balance in your urine? What is this? And I don't even know what a lot of this is. I just know that they'll give me a list of this is what it's supposed to be. This is what yours is. Yours is too high. Yours is too low, or whatever the case may be. So I don't really focus on the look factor. I'm 61 years old as well. If I was in my first year of college, I'd be more concerned if I was 300 pounds in my first year of college, or if I was in the military where I had to maintain a certain weight. I had to maintain a weight when I was in the military. It couldn't be heavier than this number, and sometimes I was, and I had to quickly lose some weight because I knew a weigh-in was coming up. So that's just the way it was. But if you really, you, me, anyone, if we're really concerned so much on the way we look, we may be missing the boat on what we're trying to do. People will always say, Dave, you lost so much weight. You lost so much weight. What was your diet? Give me your diet. Give me your diet. And I said, well, my diet was probably, I don't know, 20%, 30% of everything I did. I changed the way I exercised. I changed the amount of exercise. I changed the supplements I take. And there's videos on all of this about how I exercise, what supplements I take. There's a video back there, wherever it is in the playlist, that talk about the neuropathy, what I did to get rid of the neuropathy I was having in my feet. I didn't want to take any more medication that I had to. So I did that. But the diet portion is pretty small. A lot of people think all I have to do is eat less food, maybe eat a little less sugar, a little less breads, eat a little bit less, and everything's be fine. And I think you might find that's not true. At least it wasn't true for me. I had to do it all, and I had to continue to do it all. And I can say, boy, there's times I make mistakes. Right now I'm drinking coffee, and it just has a little bit of half and half. That's why I drink my coffee. Would it taste better with a little bit of sugar? I don't know, maybe. Hot chocolate, could I put some chocolate in there to stir it up, maybe have a mocha? Sure, every now and then, very, very, very rarely, but I could do that. I don't do it every day. A lot of people I know will say, well, I don't need that much. I just had I bought these diet cookies, and then I said, well, look at the serving size. How many do you have? Well, I had about 8. Oh, serving size is 1. There's some cookies out there where the serving size is half of a cookie. They're about this big. Half. Who's going to go out to the 7-Eleven or whatever, the convenience store, Circle K, wherever you go, AM, PM, wherever it is, they go and they buy something a little more healthy, so they buy this cookie and they go, oh, well, that's really healthy. They eat the whole thing. Well, that's double the amount you're supposed to have according to their serving size. You got to read those labels, and it's tough. Sugar and salt is in everything. Of course, the companies that make something that they want you to eat are going to put sugar and salts in the food because it's delicious. But people always focus on my diet. David, can you just tell me your diet? Just what diet? What do you eat in the morning? What do you eat like? I don't have a diet. I don't have a diet. What I do is I try to eat healthy, which is going to be more leafy greens. More leafy greens. Waters. Drink a lot of water. Proteins without bread, because I'm a diabetic. So it's kind of like, hi, my name is David, I'm a diabetic. Well, most of us that are overweight are probably diabetics. A lot of people won't admit it, or they go, oh, my blood sugar runs a little high. Well, you're probably diabetic. I can't say for you. I can say for me. My numbers were worse than they are now. They're still not perfect, and I'd like for them to be perfect. I'd love to have perfect numbers. But it's not just about diet. It's not about how you look. If you focus on just on how you look, and look at yourself when you were in high school and now, or college. Now you look different. Maybe you look better. Maybe you look worse. Maybe you look older. You probably look older. I've had people that have seen me that I haven't seen since I was in the 5th grade. That happened not too long ago. A girl that I knew in the 5th grade. She said, wow, you look exactly the same. I said, I look like a 61-year-old man in the 5th grade. Boy, nobody noticed, But what she probably means is I resemble the kid I was when I was in the 5th grade. So if we focus all on how we look and what other people say, it's going to be a mess. People always will say, well, you can't eat that. You're on a diet. Or they say, hey, David's on a diet. Am I? We're all on a diet. We're all on a diet because a diet is the food that we eat. Is it a good diet? Maybe. Is it a bad diet? Could be. We just don't know. We just take food and we eat the food. We eat the food, so everybody's on a diet. But they always focus on that. They'll say, you can't eat that, you're on a diet. Or, hey, you eat this because you're on a diet. Maybe you don't eat something that they think you should, or maybe you do eat something they think you shouldn't, and it's none of their business. A lot of people think they're being helpful, but they're not. They'll show you a photo or something. They'll say, hey, you should look at this guy. He's your age. Why don't you? We're different. We're different. He's a marathon runner. He's 61 years old. He looks different than I look. I'm not a marathon runner. But if you focus all on how you look, you might be missing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. For me, it's a healthy journey. This is not a channel about diet. This is not a channel about exercise. This is not a channel about medication, about doctors. This is a channel about the entire journey in its entirety. In November, I did a challenge, and the doctor said I probably shouldn't have done that. It wasn't probably healthy. Walking over 200 miles in 1 month. People try to get 10,000 steps a day, 4 or 5, maybe 6 days a week. And I was getting 23,000 steps a day. 20,000 steps, 21,000 steps. That's a lot of steps. I was getting more than they were getting per day. Then that's the peak of the goal, 10,000 steps. You always hear 10,000 steps, 10,000 steps. It's like 8 glasses of water. Now they're saying they don't even know where that came from. What they say now is drink before you're thirsty. Drink water. When I get up in the morning, I drink. Sometimes I'll have a glass about this big, and I take my medicine and I set it up in little 5 pills segments, and I'll drink 2 of these for every 5 pills. That's probably enough water for the whole day. But I know that I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do things, so I have to hydrate before I leave because I don't want to get cramps. If you're walking, you get a leg cramp. Oh, that's bad. I could be 2 miles from home with a leg cramp, but I got to sit there until it stops so I can walk the rest of the way home. I bring my phone, I can call someone, hey, come get me, I'm laying on the trail with a leg cramp. But I have to hydrate before I do things. I want to drink before I get thirsty. If I go to the county fair, I have a big blue bottle. I've shown that in other videos this way, but in the county fair, we filled that blue bottle up and we drank that while we went. But I had to hydrate before I went. And what do I hydrate with? I hydrate with water. I don't drink a lot of sports drinks. I don't drink any colas or that kind of stuff, too much sugar. I don't drink diet drinks. Those are pretty bad for me. I'm not saying about for you, but for me, what happens if I drink a diet drink as a diabetic? My brain thinks, oh wait, I taste sugar. My brain thinks it tastes sweet. It doesn't know its name. It tastes something that's sweet. So my pancreas will then start pumping out some insulin to fight that sugar, and there is no sugar. So I'm just wasting all that insulin that my body will produce. That's very bad. So I don't use any diet drinks. I drink a lot of water. Iced tea with no sugar. Hot tea, if I get a sore throat, hot tea, no sugar. Waters, I like some of those sparkling waters. I'm not going to do any name brands, but the ones that have the sparkling water, a little bit of fruit, natural fruit. There's no carbs, no calories, whatever. That's how little fruit there's in there. So I try to eat natural stuff, and I just try to eat it. Butter, I eat butter. I don't use margarine. So also there's palm oil and margarine, and they deplete the rainforest, kill the orangutans. It's horrible stuff. Look up the impact that palm oil has on the environment. You'll be shocked. On the rainforest and all that's terrible. So I just want to make this video about this. Looks versus health. Looks versus health. Can you have both? Yeah. If you get healthier, you'll probably look a little bit better. Also, you're going to feel better. If you're not so worried about, oh my God, am I having a heart attack? Am I having a stroke? Maybe I'm just, oh wow, I lifted a heavy box. I'm not having a stroke. I lifted a heavy box. So it's kind of nice. It takes away some of that fear of your health. So the healthier you get, you're going to feel better, probably. This is for me. Get out there walking and moving, you're going to feel better. Or I should say, I felt better. I feel better when I'm out walking. I see people, hey, how you doing? I see, I see a woodpecker, or I see a deer. Love it. I love to do that kind of thing. I love to get out there, just walk. And lots of times I like to walk in areas I don't really know, because I've seen the same trail that I live right by a trail. I see that trail all the time. I see the street fair where they have like a farmer's market. I've seen that a million times. So it's kind of fun to go in an area in which I'm not familiar with and go walk. But I'm not on a diet. This is not a diet. This is not an exercise channel. This is about the entire journey. So people are going to do this to you a lot, and I'm sure they're going to do this to you. They do it to me. Oh, you're on a diet. You're on a diet. You're on a diet. And that people are programmed by what we see on TV, from what we hear, from what we read, from all the time, is if you want to lose weight, you need to eat less and exercise more. That's it. That's all they say. That's all they do. And maybe it's not true. Maybe you need to do some other stuff. Do they talk about hydration? Oh, wait, no, they didn't talk about hydration. Do they talk about a supplement that can cause me not to have leg pain so I can get out there and do this? Is there things that are not being covered that should be covered? Is it all about just diet? But everybody says, what's your diet? What do you always hear? So-and-so is on a diet. They're on a diet. They're on a diet. They're on a diet. You hear the word, they're on a diet. You don't hear, oh, so-and-so is on a fitness, health, diet plan. No. they're on a healthy journey. No. What do you hear? Diet. So this video is looks versus health. And for me, it's a healthy journey. So mine is I want to be healthy. And I hope you do too. Have a great weekend. It is Friday now. This video probably will not be out till after the weekend. But anyway, everybody have a great week. It is Memorial Day, Monday. Remember, Memorial Day is not barbecue day. It's not a barbecue holiday. It is a day to remembrance for those who passed away in the service to our country. And people will say, hey, happy Memorial Day. It's really more of a somber event. It's a recognition. So Veterans Day, that's the happy day. Hey, happy day, Veterans Day. And we just had Armed Services Day. I didn't even know that existed, or Armed Forces Day. That's a fun one. But there's some that are for that 4th of July, Independence Day here in the United States. There's an old joke. Do they have 4th of July in Britain or in England? Well, of course they do. We all have a 4th of July on the calendar, and it's an old joke. But anyway, healthy journey. Take care.